Park Central Mall, the oldest mall in Phoenix by far. Now I remember back in the day, like I said, if you hear my listen to my videos, I'm an old guy. But anyway, this mall or where this property was bought back in the 1950s, and at that time, Phoenix was a much smaller city, and the mall's location was 2 miles from the state capitol. And the people who bought it, other people thought they were crazy. You know, who's going to go to that place? It's too far out of town. God, can you believe that now? And it used to be a dairy farm, believe it or not. But anyway, so they decided to build an open air mall, and it was completed in 1957. And actually, 1957 is kind of before my time, really. So I didn't really. I'm old, but not that old. Here's a little bit of history. See that building to the left? That's kind of smaller building. That used to be the Playboy Club, and it was in business from like '62 to like 70s, 80s, right around there. And I used to be a member. I remember you got this cheesy card saying you were a Playboy member, and used to go in there and spend some money for these expensive drinks. At least that time, to me, it was expensive. I mean, this is back in late '70s, '80s when I was going there. But I guess the Playboy Club had like 40 locations, and Phoenix was home to like the sixth Playboy Club when it opened in '62. And you would see a lot of like basketball players, stuff like that. Uh, I wasn't there at that time, but Liberace actually went down there, and Steve McQueen, never saw him there, but Jerry Coangelo, he's the former of the Suns, used to go down there. So it was a pretty big thing. Oh yeah, the coach of the Phoenix City used to go down there, Johnny Red Kern. Probably people you don't even know, but it used to be a big thing back then. And I think I paid $25 for the membership. Here's a little bit of tidbit information. Arnold Morton used to work there, and then he founded Morton Steakhouses. So Delicious Steaks, that's Morton. And then his son, Peter, founded Hard Rock Cafes. So, yeah, some good things came out of that Playboy Club. I like going there, but it was a lot of fun, but it was kind of too expensive for me. Now, I do like some of the improvements they have made here. They got the Zips Sports Club or grill, and I kind of like going there. Though the hamburgers are like what, $17. You know, by the time you tip them, whatever, you're out like $20 for a hamburger. Yeah, I go there once in a while. Not too often, but it's nice to watch sports, stuff like that. This mall back in the like '80s, like maybe towards '70s, '80s, whatever. This would be a fun place to go to. You'd have department stores, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was like a Penny's and a Dillard's were down here. And right over here with that little, see that white thing? It's like a robot. I guess it patrols whatever. And that used to be like one of those gift stores. I used to come here. I used to go there all the time and buy little knickknacks for Christmas, stuff like that. It was a pretty fun place. It had cards and stuff like that. It was like Spencer's if you go to the mall. It's pretty much the same thing as that, but it was a lot of fun. Now it's just office buildings. It's except for a few restaurants. I really don't wouldn't really have any reason to go there. Oh, they do have a health club. My health club's down here, EOS. So that's one reason to go down there. And this is the back of the mall. So that's pretty interesting. Somebody put a lot of work into that. I enjoyed looking at the painting. Looks pretty cool. And here's towards the. Oh yeah, I'm in the back of the mall, facing forward. I have the camera facing forward. I see that building, and that's central. And the landscaping is kind of changed. It's just all office space now. But it used to be full of stores and stuff like that. It used to be a fun place to go to. But it's I guess that's what they're all turning into now. Retail's kind of going, you know, they're just going out, and they're not going to have much retail stores anymore. So this is what they're doing in malls nowadays. They're making it an office space. One thing about Park Central, you can always find parking. Now it's impossible to find parking down there. There's hotels. There's a parking garage. It's just you pay for, then you got to pay for parking, stuff like that. And then they have a light rail right in front also too. But it's at one time it was just better. And I remember one year they had the Cinco de Mayo celebration right in front of the mall, and this had to be back in the '80s, and it was just a fun place to go to, and it was easy to get parking. I mean, you could park anywhere, and there was no buildings like that all around it. Oh well, that's the way it used to be. And I think this used to be like a health food store, if I'm not mistaken. It just looks so empty now, It just it's kind of sad how it's turned out now. But there was always people walking around here. It was just it was a fun place to go to. And this used to be a department store. I don't remember which one. It was Dillard's, Penny's, Robinson. One of those two or three. And this, when I was walking around, it was probably about 1 o'clock, right around there. God, it's just so dead. No, because it was 10:30 when I was there. And then there used to be a nightclub. I don't remember the name of it, but it's pretty popular at its time. And here's something I didn't know was here, was a mood room. I looked it up on the internet. It was like artists hold their exhibits here. I don't know much more than that, but it's different. I didn't really see anything in there really, but you know. Yeah, this place used to, like, they have place to eat. You can buy, slice of pizza, coffee. And there was always people walking up and down the sidewalk. It's like towards the middle part of the mall. It's now just different, you know. And here's my little walk around the mall. Yeah, they have a lot of nursing schools there. There's a college right across, right in the same area. Just so different now. It used to be so. There was gift shops as people walking around with their kids. such a fun place. I like this little thing over here. They have like a fire pit, and during the winter months, that must be a cool place to like take a break at. That was pretty neat. And they do have a nightclub here, Cobalt. Never been to it, uh, but it looks like it's a pretty nice club. And here's a college over here. It looks pretty nice, the design. Uh, Health Science College. And here's the front of the college, the little statue here. Is that a basketball or a globe? I have no idea. Got to go back there. But pretty cool little statue there. Now here's the back. That used to be a department store. Again, I don't remember what department store it was. And right around the area, there's a like a Firestone, which I got my oil change. That's why I was down here. And this is the only place you can park. But there's a hotel right in that area where you really, thinking that you really can't park there either because it's the space that's for that hotel. So that's the only bad thing about that place is the parking. At its day, it was a pretty neat mall back in the 80s, 70s, right around there. But then Christown opened up, and it took a lot of the business. This was an outdoor mall, so during the summertime, it got really, with Phoenix getting, like 100 degrees, Christown just did a better job of getting the people in there. But I still love this mall. A lot of memories for me when I was in high school. Anyway, what I do is I go to different areas around Phoenix, the malls, shopping centers, stores, museums. So if you don't want to know fun things to go to, subscribe to my channel, give me a like, and I will talk to you later.